Welcome to the episode of Thoughts of an Average Joe, man. It is Teroy Jackson, man, your favorite average Joe. What's going on with this? Why it don't look like it's in the shot, like it's clear, right? But yeah, man, it's been a while, y'all. It's been a while. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make excuses as to what's been going on. See this jacket right here, but it's been a minute as to why I ain't been around. And I wasn't even going to record, to be honest with you. I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. The last time I recorded was July 30th, so it's been over a month. It was just a lot of stuff. Just been going through a lot. But I had a conversation today, an impromptu conversation with my main man, Juice. And he said, you don't need a relationship, you need discipline. And that prompted this series. That's part of the reason why I probably haven't recorded. I ain't been disciplined. I'm doing a 4-part series today. I'm actually going to finish it this time. Talk about discipline, right? On discipline over desire, right? First episode is the foundation why men need discipline. And I feel like that is a part of the reason why us men lately, like we're just this generation of men, I feel like we're not as disciplined as we should be. And that's part of the reason why, right? So let's get into it. Hopefully I can get this under 30 minutes. The definition of discipline: train oneself to do something in a controlled and habitual way, right? I'm going to say this and I want y'all to pay attention to this. Most men fail not because they lack talent, but because they can't control themselves. Once again, most men fail not because they lack talent, but because they can't control themselves. Let that sink in, right? Discipline. We can start off with basketball players. How many perfect example, Anthony Edwards has no discipline. Tyreek Hill has no discipline because they have all this money. They choose the desire over discipline, and then they end up fucking up their lives in the long run. Because why you need all them kids for? You know what I'm saying? If you know you don't want a baby with that person, wrap it up. Or better yet, just don't have sex with them. Discipline, right? Discipline. I'm going to share y'all a quick personal story where I lack discipline and it cost me something. It's two things that, because I lack discipline, cost me something. One, my smile, right? I'm going to be real honest with y'all, my smile. I mean, part of that's because I ain't drink milk, but the other part is because I lack discipline. I ain't brush my teeth like I should, right? And that's something that I'm working on to fix. Something that, I'm working on to get my smile back and really get my confidence back. But that's one. The second one was the career I wanted, right? I want to be a sports broadcaster. I lacked the discipline to put in the work. Now, no. Let's clarify. I put in the work in regards to being a sports broadcaster. I didn't put in the work in the last year or so in regards to academics, right? That second to last semester in Spanish class, I'm not showing up. I failed it with an F the first time because I'm not showing up. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not showing up. I'm trying to do this broadcasting stuff. I'm not showing up. I'm not going to class. I'm just doing the homework. The second semester when I took it again, because I had the notes, I'm not going to class. I should have just went to class, put in the work, and was disciplined enough. And who knows? I still may be doing this podcast, but I may be having a career that I wanted to have. It kind of hit home for me yesterday, right? I'm watching the Jags and the Bengals game, right? And I saw somebody that I know. I went to sports broadcasting camp in Jersey. And there's a guy named Chris Lewis, right? And he now works for CBS. Like, he was broadcasting the game. And it hit me a little bit. And I was just like, damn. I have the talent to be a really good sports broadcaster. Play by play, I can tell you that right now. I believe that in every fucking fiber and being in me. I didn't lack the talent. I lacked the discipline. Why? Because I didn't do what I needed to do in school to finish and get my degree. That was essential, and I didn't do it. And because of that, I'm here now looking to search for a career, right? Instead of having the one that I want. Everybody's like, hey, well, why don't you go back to school? I do want to go back to school, but I don't think it's for sports broadcasting anymore. I don't think I'm old. Like I feel like I'm a little. I don't want to say I'm too old for that because I don't feel like you're really old for anything. But I'm about to be 36 in a week and some change, a week and a half, right? 2 months. So I'm recording this on a Monday. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. So in less than 2 weeks, my birthday's on the 29th. I'll be 36. I have bills now, right? More bills than I did when I went to school, and that profession, career-wise, like I have to be in college. I have to be on campus. I can't afford to not do that to figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills and trying to go back to school. So I do want to go back to school, but I want to go back to school for HR generalist. Like I feel like that could be a good career I can ease myself into, something not that difficult and I could be okay with. Like I guess you could call it settling. I will settle for that career and be happy, right? But discipline cost me my smile, and it cost me a chance of being in a career that I wanted. Like when I look at Chris, no offense to Chris, he's amazing broadcaster. I know I have the talent to be just as good as him, but because I lacked the discipline, it cost me my career. That's why it's, man, we got to be disciplined. All right, so like I said, we're doing a 4-part series, man, and on how men can master themselves, and discipline is step number 1. So this is what we're going to be talking about today, man. The benefits of discipline and how it could change a man's entire life. So let's go into it. What discipline really means. Discipline isn't punishment, it's preparation. Once again, discipline isn't punishment, it's preparation. Right? As a man, I feel like structure and consistency create peace and predictability. And it's about showing up when you don't feel like it, which is true. I tell people all the time at work, I need structure at work. I do not thrive in jobs that don't have structure because I need structure. It creates stability and it creates peace. This is like, one of my jobs don't really have structure, and it kind of fucks with me a little bit because it's like I need that structure. When it comes to me doing my job at work, I'm a very structured person. I need that structure. You know what I'm saying? So that way I can work efficiently. If I don't have that structure, at times I'd be like, I tend to go off the rails. You know what I'm saying? Showing up when you don't feel like it. That's my problem when it comes to some of these jobs. Because if I don't feel like going, I'm not going to show up. And mainly because it's just me, right? But once again, I'm not creating discipline. Discipline creates a habit, right? If you keep doing that over and over again, it becomes a habit, it becomes discipline. So I can say the same thing about going to the gym. Today was the first day I've been to the gym, like for real, probably in about like a week or so, a week and a half or so. You know, I normally go with Tyler, but the last couple weeks, me and Tyler haven't gone to the gym. And I was like, hey, Ty, when we going to the gym? He was like, you haven't gone by yourself? I was like, I have a little, but not really. And I was like, right then and there, I was like, you know what? He's not going to be my gym partner forever, especially if I end up moving. It's going to be hard for us to go to the gym together because I'm probably be moving farther. Who knows? So I was like, I need to start creating discipline for myself. So you know what I did? I got off work, got home by 6:30 a.m., took my dogs out, went to the gym. And when me and Ty go to the gym, I'm in the gym for about like an hour, rest in between. When I go to the gym by myself, I'm out within 30 minutes. Why? Because I'm only taking maybe like a 1 or 2 minute rest just to, you know what I'm saying? If I'm sore and I feel like I can't do it, and I'm back at it. Get these sets in and get out of there, right? And I was proud of myself. And then also, Tyler had told me like, hey man, you know, if you want to start be on the lift more weights, then you need to do push-ups. I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't trying to do push-ups. I was just trying to go to the gym. So you know what I started doing? Lately, I've been doing 60 to 80 push-ups a day. Does it hurt? Hell yes, it hurts. But I want to see the results. And in order for me to see the results, I have to be disciplined and I have to be consistent and I need structure. Also, on top of that, in order for me to see the results I want to see, I've realized I got to start eating better. Like, I don't eat, I'm a very picky eater. Like, the shit that would help me probably gain muscle, I don't eat. Like, peanut butter is so nasty. But I'm going to have to start doing something because there's no reason to go to the gym if I'm not eating right. I'm not going to get the results that I want, right? But the conversation I had with Juice this morning really hit me. He said, you need a relationship, you need discipline. And I really need discipline in all aspects of my life. Part of the reason why I feel like I'm afraid to live alone is because it's solely on me. I have not been disciplined enough to where I can rely on myself, right? I'm not confident in myself enough to rely on myself because I know deep down inside I have not been disciplined when Big Sandals has given me these jobs to where I could work 2 jobs. And I promise Big Sandals this time, if you give me another job to where it works with my other job schedule, I will be there. And I saw a video on Instagram. Who is it? By what's this man's name? LJ Griffin official _ He said most men over 30 don't realize discipline cost them this. And he was saying, like, he was saying he was saying that, most men, like, they don't like the way they look, but it's you think that you have time to be like, oh, I can change it, and you don't have time. Start now. Discipline creates confidence, which exudes aura, right? He was saying that I didn't believe the things I was telling myself because I didn't have the discipline. And I would be the same thing. I'm going to do this X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this. I'm going to do this and this. I have not been disciplined enough in working the 2 jobs, which has created not being disciplined financially. I know how to save money. Of course I do. But working the 2 jobs, right? And proving to myself that I can do it. Because there's one thing doing it with words, you have to do it with actions, right? And I have not been able to do it with the actions because even though the 2 jobs, they'd be like, hey, you're killing yourself. I understand, but it's a goal that I'm trying to reach. And I can't tell other people to reach that goal if I have not done it myself. I can't say, hey, I need you to go out and get another job so we can be good. Or I can't tell a girlfriend or a family member, you need to get on your shit when I'm not being disciplined enough to get on my shit, right? Discipline is a habit builder. Daily reps build long-term wins, right? It's just like going to the gym. You go to the gym, you do your daily reps. What do you get? You get results. You see the results, you get addicted. It's the same thing in life, right? Daily reps build long-term wins. If I keep going to work consistently, right, and I do my job well, sooner or later, what's going to happen? I'm going to get a promotion. I'm pretty sure at some point, the one job I regret leaving was Assist RX. I was good at it. I was great at it. I had clear plans to move up within a company, but once they said that, hey, like this project may close, I freaked. I panicked. Instead of having trust in Big Sandals, I panicked. I left, and I haven't been able to find a job like that since. Another job I had, Signal. We all know what happened there. Discipline. Want to know what discipline cost me? Instead of cursing him out, I should have just walked away. I should have just stayed in that meeting, even though we were behind, just to let him get his thoughts out. Because sometimes, like, as a man, you just gotta bite the bullet. I should have bit the bullet. Let that little dumbass nigga get his ego off his chest. Let him puff his chest. Even though I still can't stand that nigga to this day, and I promise you, I will never stand that nigga. But that was a good job with great benefits to where if I wanted to start a family, I would be okay. And I haven't been able to find a good job with benefits like that since, because discipline, it cost me a good career. Now, granted, the job was all right. I don't know if I was ever going to move up the way I wanted to, but at least as far as the insurance wise, like, that was good. Discipline builds confidence because it proves you can rely on yourself. Just like I said, if I know that I can rely on myself, let me go. Like I know, hey, no matter what, I'm going to work, right? And people think like, oh, like you just miss a day or two here, but then it becomes for me, it becomes a habit. I miss a day or two, the next thing you know, it's a week, and next thing you know, I'm out of a paycheck, or I'm missing like 5 6 days. Next thing you know, I'm on a written, I'm on the final because I just got into this habit of not going to work. Sometimes I get depressed, and we got to fight through that. With discipline, you got to fight through the shit that you don't want to get through to achieve what you want to achieve. The advantages of being disciplined, right? Clear direction and purpose in life. I think that's part of the reason why I don't have a clear purpose or direction in my life because I'm not disciplined. And that started off earlier, man. Right after I got on academic suspension, back in 2012. I ain't gonna hold you. I was a little lost. And by 2015, I put my name on a car for an ex. I put my name on an apartment for a former best friend. And I don't think that would have happened if I would have stayed in school and finished, because I wouldn't have been in those situations. I lack discipline, and I'm still trying to get out of that hole till this day. That shit has messed up my credit tremendously to where I'm probably gonna file for bankruptcy. Like, it messed up my credit tremendously because I'm taking out loans to help for an apartment that I'm not at, that I'm not there. Y'all want the honest truth? I'm giving y'all the honest truth, because as men, we need to be disciplined. So I'm telling you my fuck up so you don't make the same mistake. It improves health and energy, routines, fitness, sleep. You want to know why I started going to the gym? Because I got tired of Juice bullying me, right? Juice said, you can't even pick your girl up and you a man. And he was like, you know what? You're right. So I started going to the gym because I was getting bullied. I had no desire to go to the gym because my whole thing is like, hey, now don't get me wrong. I love the gym girlies, but my whole thing was, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm not going to work out as much as they do, and it's going to be an issue. And I still don't work out as much as they do because I'm not addicted to the gym life. I go because I want to be stronger. And I want to feel, when I take my shirt off, I want to feel a little more confident, right? And I feel like that's starting to take place. People are starting to see the gains. I need to start going consistently. So if me and Tyler not going to go anymore, I plan on going up until I start my new job on the 29th. So up until then, I want to go Tuesday, or either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's probably what I'm end up doing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Now, when I start the new job, I'll be working 2 jobs. I probably will have to go either maybe like Thursday afternoon, Friday in the wee hours in the morning, and then Saturday or Thursday or Sunday, Thursday, Friday or Thursday or Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. But I'm gonna be consistent and go. I started, when me and Ty work out, I started recording what he does, so I have an idea of what I need to do when I go to the gym. That's the reason why I didn't want to go to the gym by myself, because I didn't know what to do. I'm just out here looking stupid, right? I want to be healthy, I want to. Years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, I went to the doctor and we had blood work, and they were saying like, look, you're not close. You're close to being pre-diabetic. I need you to slow down because you eat a lot of sugar. And so I haven't slowed down as much as I want to, but I've slowed down some. What else? It creates career momentum, promotions, and business success. Like I said, even with my business, right? I haven't been disciplined enough to, I keep saying, hey, I need to go out. I need to go out. I need to meet people so I can promote the business and expand it. I haven't done that. So my business has stalled ever since when I first started, and the whole shit happened with average show media. It stalled. So now I have to be disciplined to build my business back up, and disciplined enough to go to work to get a career. At least not a career, a promotion to where I could be a team leader or supervisor, and I could be like, hey, I have this experience and let me go somewhere else that I really want to be a supervisor and start a career there. You know what I'm saying? It starts with discipline. Most times at work, if you just show up and do your job, you'll get promoted. But most people don't show up and do their job, or they just do it half-ass, right? I forget that Bible verse where it was saying that God is like, do everything. I don't know exactly, but I think it goes something like, do everything as if you were doing it in favor of him or something like that. I don't know the Bible verse to be exact, but that's how I got to start looking at life. I need to do my job as if I was doing it for big sandals, so therefore I can be the best at what I do. It builds trust and respect from others. Leaders keep their word. One of the things that me and one of my exes had an issue with was money, right? I was like, hey, I need you. The last two exes I had, the issue was kind of with money. With Britt, of course, it was keeping my word. Leaders keep their word. I wasn't disciplined. I said I would move out by this date. I will move up there this date. I didn't do it. She broke up with me the first time. She stopped talking to me the first time because I had two jobs and I wouldn't keep it. It didn't click. I was 29, 30 then. It really didn't click until last year, what she was saying. And it makes sense. I can't trust you to lead me because you can't even trust yourself to go to these jobs. She said, now, if you want to work one, you want to work one, cool. But if you want to work two, I expect you to work two. Because how can I trust you to lead me when you can't even lead yourself? Another ex said, which I don't think is fair. She was like, you want me to do something that you haven't done. You want me to go out and make more money, but you have these two jobs, but you can't keep them. I'll do that when you start doing this. Now, do I think that necessarily fair as tit for tat? No. But it makes sense because women want to know that they feel protected, that they feel led, that they feel protected and they're safe and their man can lead them. And I can't lead you if I can't even lead myself. How can I lead you and protect for you and provide for you when I'm afraid to do that on my own? Like athletes, soldiers, entrepreneurs who become great because of strict discipline. Shit. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, work ethic, straight discipline, one of the best. LeBron James, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Most athletes, man, they be there till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. The first one in, the last one to leave because of discipline. If you want to be great at something, you have to have discipline. Right? Let's talk about this. The cost of being undisciplined. The pain of lacking discipline could cost you what you love the most. The pain of lacking discipline could cause you having a kid by a woman that you don't want to have a kid by. Because once you have sex with women, you nutting her, that decision is out of your hands on whether or not she wants to keep it or not. It's out of your hands. You could give her the money and she could still say, fuck it, I'm going to keep it. Just ask Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? It's out of your hands. So in order to avoid that, lack discipline. Once again, another transparent moment. I struggle with porn, right? I lack, and it's not necessarily, I lack the discipline to stop. Like I can stop. If I'm working two jobs, I will stop. But when I'm bored, choking the chicken. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I lack the discipline. And that's caused some problems in my previous relationships because I lack that discipline. And, you know, I'm going to therapy for it. Discipline can hurt you in so many ways. Impulsiveness, financial instability, poor decisions. Once again, I lack discipline and I got me in this mess where I got evicted when I hardly lived at the fucking apartment and I got a car repossessed and I didn't even really drive the fucking car because I lacked the discipline because I wanted to be nice and help them out. Because I was young back then. Why? Because they gave me some pussy. If I'm going to be honest with you. I had an ex and she was like, oh, could you help me get this car? I didn't want to do it. But then she was like, oh, how are you? I've done all this for you. And you helped your former best friend and she didn't do shit for you. And I felt bad. I let her guilt trip me and I did it. With the apartment, it was a little bit different. My parents were kicking me out that December. And she was like, hey, I need a place. So how about we get a place together and you could just move in December. I said, cool. Obviously, it didn't work because she wasn't able to keep it. But I shouldn't even put myself in that position, to be honest with you. Being unreliable, you know what I'm saying? You lose trust and respect. Emotionally chaotic, constant stress and burnout. And undisciplined men become easily replaceable in work and relationships. Because if you're not disciplined, right, your woman is... the men set the tone, right? So then your woman feeds off of you. right? So if you're undisciplined, she's going to be undisciplined, and you're easily replaceable. Disciplined men are not as easy to replace because it's hard to find a man with discipline. If we're going to keep it honest, we're going to keep it a buck. First steps to build discipline, right? Start small. Make your bed, morning routines, daily reading. Even if, like, you get up and you be like, hey, I'm going to do every morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do 20 push-ups. It's going to be the first thing I do when I get out of bed, right? Or let's say every morning you get up, you thank Big Sandals that he's given breath, he's allowed you to see another day, give him air in your lungs, breath to breathe, and then he'd be like, hey, I'm going to do 20 push-ups. There's this one chick on Snapchat that I know. Her name is Yana, I believe. And I actually ran into her at the airport when I worked at the airport for a brief time earlier last month. And I saw her, and I was like, hey, you got a Snapchat? She was like, yeah. I was like, your name Yana? She was like, I was like, this is you? She was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, I want to let you know that you inspired me. Because you up at the gym 5 o'clock every morning. I'm still trying to get like that. You at the gym 5 o'clock every morning. And I've seen the results of where she was to where she is now. Discipline, man. If I had to say right now, I feel like when it comes to there are more, at least from what I've seen gym wise, there are more women who are disciplined to going to the gym than men. And maybe it's because like some men can lose weight faster than women, but there are some women that are more disciplined. There's women, I feel like there's a general range of women are more disciplined than men. For example, Shan. The amount of potting, like, okay, if we're going to keep it honest, me and Shan might have the same amount of podcasts. You wouldn't know it because I don't pod as much as she do. And I should because I got my own equipment. I just I be lazy sometimes. I be tired. I don't have the discipline to push through. And I think that's probably why maybe my podcast hasn't popped or business hasn't popped as it should, because how am I going to tell somebody to record and be consistent if I'm not doing the same? I gotta lead by example. I have to show discipline, right? Shan, all the podcasts you do, man, Shan's an inspiration, bro. Because all the podcasts she do and how disciplined she is in it, like, she got a lot of fucking podcasts. And she is disciplined in all of them. Like, she'll come in the group chat with me and Juice and be like, this is what I got for the month, X, Y, and Z. She got the Real Relationship Report. She got Cozy Womb. She brought back She Gets It. She got the Book Club podcast. She got the Entrepreneur podcast, forget what it's called. She got a lot of shit. And she gets that shit done because she has discipline and structure. And when she pops, because she will pop, that's the reason why she's going to pop. Use accountability, friends, mentors, journaling. Juice is my accountability partner. Juice said, listen, bro, and he makes sense because I'm not going to lie to you, for a long time, bro, I wasn't getting no pussy, to be honest with you. So when I had pussy, I made pussy like not the center of my attention, but it was up there. If I had time to use and a girl wanted to fuck, I'm calling out instead of saying nah. Like, my homie was like, you got to make yourself, what did he say? I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He said, you a good nigga. You should leave bitches on red, ignoring texts and FaceTime calls. Be something bitches want to romanticize about from a distance. Become obtainable to make the bitches come to you instead of you coming to them. Because if you give yourself access to women, it's not, how can I word this? It's not, they get used to the access. So therefore they don't value it as much as if you're not always around. Oh, I can see him whenever I want, so I'll put him on the back burner as opposed to, oh, he's free today, let me see him because I miss him and I don't see him often, right? Focus on consistency, not intensity, and track your progress visibly. Calendar, notes, app, habit tracker. So I think what I'm gonna start doing is getting a calendar and writing out the days I want to pod. With the 2 jobs now, it'd be hard. So it'll probably be Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? I had been, even with my sports podcast, the Tailgate Talk podcast that I just started. Last week, I was inconsistent but consistent because I only dropped 1 episode. And then when football started, I had to drop 4 episodes. I had to drop the Eagles preview, Eagles recap. I had to drop the week 1 around NFL, and then Michael Parsons being traded. So now I had to drop all that, and it was a lot. But I'm back to being consistent, right? I'm back to being disciplined to where I'm not putting all that on my plate. Same thing here. I'm gonna have to start recording in bunches because with me working my job now, I'm not gonna have much time. So I have to start recording in bunches so I can still drop the content. I be having momentum, and because I don't be disciplined, I lose that momentum because I don't be dropping an episode for a month. When I have the time to do it, I just don't do it because I'm being lazy and I'm not being disciplined. Cut distractions early. Social media, drama, time wasters, right? Juice was like, hey, just stop following women on social media. Out of sight, out of mind. He was like, if you know you have something to do, don't change your schedule around for somebody. Don't do it. Do what you got to do. And then if you want to see them, see them. But you have to build that consistency. You have to build that routine. And then, right. So let's recap. Discipline gives you freedom and power over your life. It does. I'm not going to lie and say that it does. So my listeners, I want you to listen to this and reflect on this. Where in your life are you undisciplined, and what is it costing you? Right? So for me, going to work consistently is costing me more money, financial stability, the confidence in the aura to really live on my own and rely on myself because I know I can do it. Because I've proven to myself that I could do it. So I'm going to make a promise to you all. I'm going to go to these 2 jobs. I'm going to work my ass off. And 6 months from now, I'm going to tell you how much if I'm doing any better. Financially, bank account, all of that. If you're disciplined, your life can change within a year. That's why a lot of people say, hey, if you lock in for a year, you really lock in, you'll see the change. Why? Because you're consistent and you're being disciplined. You will see the change in your life. But in order to have change in life, you got to be disciplined. Where am I undisciplined at? I would say going to work. I'm undisciplined, and obviously I struggle with porn. So like watching it, masturbation. Not necessarily not even watching it, just masturbation for real. I do that, I guarantee you. Like my sex life is good. My sex life will be a whole lot better if I do that. And going to these 2 jobs, I'll have a lot more money to do what I need to do to get out of this debt and to really build the way I want to build. Like, and to really focus. The goal for me is to eventually only have to do this for a living. And maybe the HR because I am gonna go back to school. That's my new game plan. Because I could do it online, probably go to Valencia, already have an associate, so or go back to Seminole State, do it online, and get my degree, right? Discipline will create the life that you want to live. Being undisciplined, you're always chasing the life that you want to live. At some point, you have to be disciplined in order to get what you want in life. And if you're not disciplined, you'll never get what you want in life consistently, and you'll always be chasing it. So I'm ending with this. Discipline creates freedom. Selfishness protects it. Once again, discipline creates freedom. Selfishness protects it. And that's going to lead into our episode next week. Next week, we're going to be talking about the power of strategic selfishness and why men need to be more selfish. All right. Thank y'all for listening, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this. This is something that was a really impromptu, thanks to Juice. But then I went on to ChatGPT and made it a series. So part 2 will be next Wednesday. If you haven't already, man, follow the Instagram, AverageJTPC. Follow the TikTok. What is it? The original, your fave Average Joe, right? What's my TikTok? Hold on. Yeah, your favorite Average Joe. Follow my TikTok. I'm gonna be posting clips on here. Follow the podcast, man, on all streaming platforms, and then follow the YouTube, man, The Average Show Media LLC. And if you like sports, I'm talking Eagles, everything NFL, the Tailgate Talk podcast on YouTube, and then the TikTok for that would be the Tailgate Talk pod. All right, I'm kind of trending on there because people love to talk sports. All right, man. It's Teroy, man, your favorite Irish show, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. I'm back. Hey, man, let's get more discipline. If you get more discipline, you'll get that confidence about you. You'll be able to do whatever you need to do. I love y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.